Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode. She hasn't seen her daughter in a while. She wanted to give her daughter something really special for her birthday, which was coming up in a week. She thought back to the times when she and her daughter would talk about everything. The link between them was very strong and hadn't been the same since she went to college. She thought about her daughter every single day. The woman planned to surprise her, but she didn't expect the mother to be the one getting the surprise. This turn of events really shocked the mother. What surprised you? Soon, you'll find out. Now that she had the perfect surprise planned for her daughter's birthday, she wanted to make sure she didn't have any other plans. This was because her daughter was in college and it was common for birthdays to be spent with friends. She picked up the phone and called the number. It was the first great surprise of many to come. The phone kept ringing, and she was getting antsy. Where might her daughter be? Not much was going through her mind because she only had one thought: where in the world was her daughter? Because her daughter always picks up the phone, this was not likely to happen. The mother then had an idea that would make her life different. How did she do it? There was a good mother in Deanna Pilling. Her daughter has always had her mother there for her, good times or bad. Their love for each other was very strong, but Deanna was worried that day because her caring daughter wasn't picking up the phone. It seemed like she tried over and over, but her daughter never answered. She then thought about how her daughter had grown up and should be ready for these kinds of things. Sometimes, we teens and young adults don't want to stir up trouble. Kids are kids, though. She did what she believed in. The plan for Deanna to surprise her daughter was already set in stone. Since a few days ago, she really missed her daughter and her birthday was coming up soon. This visit might be that one time that makes both of them feel truly loved. That was the catch: Deanna didn't know if her daughter was free on her birthday. What if she went to see her daughter on her birthday but wasn't there? She had no idea that her surprise visit would make everything different for her. No one would have told Deanna Pilling that things wouldn't go the way she planned. She just wanted to surprise her daughter with something great. McKenna, who was 18 years old, was going to Utah State University to study. Deanna was glad that her term was almost over and that she would soon be home. She thought about doing something different, though. Her term was almost over, and she would be going home in a few weeks. She had to pack her things at the dorm where she was staying before she could go home. All of this was told to Deanna. Her mom was thinking about something too. Deanna planned a surprise visit, but when she got to college, it was her mother who was shocked. Every daughter wants to have a bond like the one Deanna and McKenna had. It was always easy and fun to be around Deanna as a mom, and McKenna has never felt awkward talking to her about anything. Due to her studies, McKenna moved out of the house, leaving Deanna very alone. She really missed her daughter. Before she could leave for the semester, McKenna had to clean up her room, so she told her mom she would be home soon. She knew what she had to do. She thought everything was going as planned until she ran into something she didn't expect. Deanna went to surprise her daughter, but when she got there, she was the one who was shocked. She was in the middle of something crazy that would change her life forever. In order to surprise her daughter, she bought plane tickets without telling her. The next day, she was on the plane. Then again, things don't always go the way we plan. She was in Logan, Utah, and took a taxi to the college grounds where her daughter lived. She hasn't talked to her daughter since the last time she called, and the call went to voicemail. McKenna called her while she was in the taxi going to college, but Deanna didn't answer because she thought it would go against the plan. She planned a treat for her daughter. She wanted to see the face of her daughter. But the face we would see soon was that of the mother. When Deanna went to see her daughter last fall, she was on school. She knew almost everything about the school. She was sure she would be able to find her daughter's room, and she was right. But this time things were a little different. It felt different, and the university looked different too. Other students were also leaving the college at the same time as McKenna. The college was packed with people. In college, Deanna was trying to hide her in the crowd so that her daughter wouldn't see her, at least not right now. Students were everywhere. Some were moving their things out and packing up their things. Deanna knew at that moment that things were going to change. Her daughter is now an adult. That day, though, something else took place. Deanna was thrilled and eager to get to her room as soon as possible. She was making her way through the crowd to get to the room. In the hallway, she saw a lot of people she knew. She was in the hallway and saw some of McKenna's friends. She waved at them and said hello. While she stood in front of her daughter's room, she was waiting for her to say something. While Deanna knocked on her daughter's door, she imagined how her daughter would respond in different ways. No one did, though. It took her a few minutes, but she finally reached the door. The knock was louder this time. Again, though, there was no answer from the other side of the door. Is she in the room at all? She thought to herself. She knocked again, which made a few people in the hallway look around. Where does she go? She checked the door to see if it was open when there was no answer. She was shocked when it was. There was no one in the room when she went in. Where is she now? She thought to herself. She thought this would make the surprise even better once she was inside. She would now be the one to open the door. Which is why she locked the door from the inside. Soon, she would find her inside something very strange. As we already told you, the term was over, and many students were now moving out of their dorms. Her room was clean because she had already packed up most of her things. As Deanna stood there, she said, "Wow, she really cleaned up a lot." Deanna looked over and saw that her daughter's bed was still there, with the blankets and pillow on it. After the long trip, she was also tired, so she chose to sleep. However, she came to understand something. The trip had made her tired, and waiting for her daughter made her very sleepy. It only took Deanna 5 minutes to fall asleep because she was so tired. She thought about what would happen if her daughter came in and found her sleeping, though. It would spoil the surprise. She thought of a great way to keep her from sleeping. She quickly learned that her plan was a big mistake. She was tired from all the travel, and her daughter's bed was very comfy. As soon as she laid down, she could tell that her eyelids were getting heavy. She woke up when she realized that her surprise might be ruined because she had been sleeping. She thought about calling her daughter, but the noise from the hallway would have made her doubt her. So she chose to text. But there's a catch. It would have been a bad surprise if Deanna had called her. So she sent her daughter a text message asking where she was. That's when Deanna's brain started to work. She thought that taking a picture would be funny and surprising for her daughter to see her mother lying on her bed. So she took a picture of herself lying on her daughter's bed without giving it any more thought. She had no idea that after that, things would change. Take a look at me. What are you doing? After sending the picture to her daughter McKenna, Deanna wrote in the text message. After a short time, Deanna's phone rang, and it was her daughter texting her. When she saw McKenna's answer, she was shocked. "Where's that?" she texted back. "I'm here in my dorm." The next text that McKenna sent to her mom. Deanna was lost because she had no idea what was going on. She thought her daughter was together with her, but she wasn't. McKenna said, "I laughed so hard that I ran out of my room and found her in my building." Deanna wasn't too far from her daughter's room because they were on the same floor. Deanna quickly grabbed her bags and left the room, but she had no idea whose bed it was for. She wrote her daughter, "I am in the wrong dorm, OMG." She saw that her surprise had turned into a joke that everyone would laugh about later. Deanna said, "I felt sick to my stomach because I've already said hello to a lot of people in the dorm and I think they have no idea who I am. Oh my god, I didn't even look at the building's name. I might be in the wrong building." Deanna said something else. McKenna said, "It was a friend in my building. It was just down the hall, so it wasn't too bad, but it was pretty funny." It wasn't until today that she found out. She said something about the picture and asked, "Is that my pillow?" McKenna said something else. Even though it made Deanne feel bad, her daughter couldn't stop laughing about it. She even wrote on Twitter about what happened. But the answer she got wasn't what she was hoping for. "Mama pilling at it again," McKenna wrote as a description for her tweet. This is what she wrote in a text message to Deanna. The picture was shared 16,000 times very quickly. When Deanna and McKenna saw the reaction to their post, they were both shocked. McKenna said, "We weren't expecting anything from it. I just thought family and friends would see it, but now it's gone everywhere." McKenna talked about her mother. "She's full of surprises, so I'm sure there will be more. I don't know if they'll be as big as this one, but she always has something planned. Deanna felt bad about everything she did, even though she knew it was a real mistake that anyone could make. The post went viral, and her mother became the star of the story. She felt really bad about everything. She went to the wrong room to surprise her daughter, but she was the one who was shocked. We told you she had been to college before, but she still got lost and went into someone else's room. The day in question was very busy, and Deanna became very lost in all the excitement. She got lost and didn't know she was knocking on the wrong door because she was so excited to surprise her daughter McKenna. The worst part was that no one inside could have helped her find her way. She was so busy packing that she couldn't believe she was in the wrong room. She would have known she was in the right room if McKenna's things were out in the open. She had bad luck, though, because she went into the wrong room and lied down on the wrong bed. But if you looked at it a certain way, everything was a surprise. Do you think this story would have been told if there weren't websites like Twitter and Facebook? Deanna, McKenna, and their family would have been the only ones who knew the story. But thanks to social media, we were able to read about this sweet and funny story about a mother and daughter who became closer. It's true what they say, everything works out in the end. She was able to surprise her daughter, which is what Deanna wanted to do. Her daughter was shocked to learn that her mother was on campus and in the apartment where she lived. It shocked her even more to learn that her mother was also sleeping on someone else's bed. In the end, there was a surprise, but it was a little different. She said, "Every time I refresh my feed, more favorites and retweets show up. Now all my mom says is, I wish I had taken a better picture." We believe Deanna accomplished one of the reasons she came in the first place. In the end, she did surprise her daughter as she had planned. That's it for today, friends. Please let us know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more amazing stories.